What up? Prince Amir here. I'm so tired. I was up all night arguing with my mom about politics. My mom's not very political. She claims that she don't identify with one party over the other. She has a particular opinion about our current president of the United States. And I spent majority of the time, several hours, defending our president, mostly to play devil's advocate, because I wanted her to substantiate her opinion of him. She felt a certain type of way, and she used certain adjectives to describe the president, and I said, really? I said, why do you feel that way? And she really didn't have an answer, and I wanted her to be careful to not be a bandwagon person, because I love my mother, and I don't want her to be a person that's easily swayed, especially if the crowd is against the person. At the end of the day, the conversation ended with me drawing a parallel of a time where there was someone, somewhat of a historical figure, some would say. Others would probably debate that fact, but there was a historical figure who the masses, despite certain accomplishments that this person had and certain positive impacts that that person had in the community, at this particular time, the masses had turned against him. There was a lot of name calling and calls for him to be killed because of what the people in power at that time. And this man, despite the good that he did and the good he was bringing to the world, was given no credit. It's as if they labeled him a criminal. In fact, he wasn't a criminal. Talking about Jesus Christ. She hated that I made such a parallel, said it was blasphemy. When I look at a crowd and the crowd has a certain opinion of a person, I look at that crowd of people and I have to assess what that crowd of people, what their values are, right? I look at their values, I look at what they elevate culturally, what they value, and I ask myself whether or not I'm in alignment with these people. And if there's enough of them that I align with and they have an opinion of a particular person, chances are I likely would have a similar opinion of that person because our values fundamentally align. We're the same. But on the flip side, and I find more times than not, when a group of people that I don't align with ideologically, and they have a certain negative opinion towards other people, I find myself not in agreement with them because I don't agree with their ideology. And so I don't agree how they judge others, whether or not those people are good or bad, or those people are effective. Nonetheless, this conversation between me and my mom, it went on into the wee hours of the morning. I eventually had to shut the conversation down and took my leave to go to bed at about 5 a.m. because I had to work in the morning, which I absolutely arrived late. It's neither here nor there. But it was a great conversation. I love kicking it with my mom. She's very opinionated and passionate, and so am I. And so I thought the conversation was very fruitful. And I do believe that I enlightened her and I gave her another perspective where I wanted her to look at her opinion and the opinions of others more critically and to think for herself and to not be a sheep, so to speak, and easily misled or deceived to go one way or the other. And that's what I like to advocate for. Be a free thinker. Really think for yourself. Evaluate certain things and don't believe everything that you hear. Most of the time, people are quoting somebody else's quote about somebody else. If you can get it from the horse's mouth, go and get it. If somebody says something, go ahead and pull up the conversation when the person said it. Don't pull up the clip, pull up the conversation, because I believe anybody can be made to look and sound stupid if you clip it up the right way. I've seen it. I've seen people look to sound smart if you clip it up and organize it the right way. So don't fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? We need to be diligent We need to be intelligent. Don't be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm extremely tired. I can't wait to get off work. I still got a lot of work to do, but I can't wait to go home and just kind of relax and get my thoughts together and get some sleep tonight. I might take a nap. Definitely need to go and work out at the gym. And I'm hungry. Might go and get a bite to eat somewhere, treat myself. We'll see. But yeah, I just want to tap in. But let me get back to work. Keep it moving. Close out the rest of this day. Barely hanging on by a thread. So tired. Appreciate you. Peace.